Now, Yasser, just before we leave this particular section with regards to Mr. Jinnah's background and his childhood, and just before he takes off for England, I do have one question which will be a little self-serving, but it is something that I was extremely surprised to find. Um, Mr. Jinnah was an apprentice at a company known as Graham's Trading Company. And through some strange twist of history, I believe that that company went on to become Turner Graham's Pakistan Limited, and it was present in both East Pakistan as well as West Pakistan. And so I happen to, I'm a YouTuber and podcaster. I moonlight as a YouTuber and podcaster, but in my day job, I'm a full-time sales director, and I happen to be a director in this company called Turner Graham's. And so my staff will be extremely upset with me if I don't ask you at least this question about, is there anything more you can tell us about Mr. Jinnah's time with Turner Graham slash Graham's Trading Company, and how he fared there and how long he stayed as an apprentice and what eventually happened and why he left? Yeah.
Well, I think that is a very key part of our puzzle in Jinnah's story, because when we see what happened, his father sent him to basically apprentice with the Graham Trading Company. That was something that was the kind of career that was planned out for him. He was going to go there, get business experience, come back and work with his father on the business.
Mhm.
But Jinnah, being sort of this independent-minded person, decided when in England to switch over from business to law. And interestingly, before he switched over to law, he actually went into for a while. So he tried to become a Shakespearean actor. He was actually selected for the part of Romeo, but his father actually said, no, you're going to, this is going to be such a shame for the family, so don't do it. And ultimately that's what he did. He didn't get into acting but got into law instead. But as far as Graham Trading Company is concerned, he was pretty much, that's the reason why he went to England. He was not earmarked to go into law, as it were,
Mhm.
or into acting for that matter.
Right.
He did both later.
Mhm.
As you can imagine, I mean, Jinnah was this great lawyer, politician, and actor as well, because he loved the drama of the courtroom. But he started off, the things that he did take from that, I think, are very important. The
Mhm.
man had a great business acumen, so that's something that he did all throughout his life. He was,
Mhm.
in major companies, owned parts of newspapers, parts of, and ironically, or maybe not so ironically, in 1947 he bought shares of Air India as well. So I think all of that kind of goes back to, sort of his training in Graham's Trading Company,
Mhm. Wow, that's
which
amazing.
by the things it was, I think it was not just in construction but was also into sort of hides and that sort of thing.
Right, right, absolutely. Wow, that's amazing. Usually, whenever I'm reading a book, I always feel, it's like on the outside looking in, very detached from the subject I'm reading about. But this is probably the first instance where I could find myself connected somehow to the subject that I was talking about. So, yes, thank you so much for that bit of information and for indulging me, as well as our entire staff at Turner Graham's, who'd be really thrilled to know that it had at least a small part to play in the outlook of Mr. Jinnah later on in life.